Hello and welcome back to round 3 of the World Monoposto Sim Racing Championship 2023. We've seen 3 different race winners in the first 3 races, and we're excited to see if round 4 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve will bring us a 4th race winner. I am Robin Ciuman, and I'm once again joined by AMC 2022 champion Aleksandar Knezevic. Alex, how are you today?
Hello to everybody watching, and thanks for having me again. I'm very well. I'm looking forward to this race. It will be an interesting one, I think, with the changing weather forecast. I'm very, very happy to be here again.
Yeah, and before we take a look at the weather forecast, let's look at a hot lap on today's circuit, which will be the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada.
Hello guys, my name's Ash and welcome to round 4 of the WMSC, which brings us to the Great White North of Canada. The Canadian Grand Prix joined the Formula 1 World Championship in 1967, however it wasn't until 1982 the race came to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec. Time for the WMSC to stop here too. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is a 4.3km track with 14 turns and features one of the longest straights on the calendar at 1.7km. And at the end of that straight, the famous Wall of Champions is waiting for us. Reuven Mesheder, who is making his WMSC debut for Optimal Esports on Sunday, takes us for a lap around this historic circuit. Pacing down the short start finish line, we instantly go into a mid-speed left-hander, into a very slow right-hander. Keep to the inside while exiting, this should be much quicker. Next we have a mid-speed right-left-hander combo, now infamous since Vettel and Hamilton's hard-fought battle here in 2019. Take as much of the exit curb as you dare and as you can without hitting the wall through the flat turn 5, and then we head into the slow speed left-hander. Position the car well and get on the throttle at just the right time for the following turn 7, and you can gain plenty of time on your lap. Now we speed down what is effectively the back straight, and then we head under the bridge before a mid-speed right-left combo, exiting pretty fast compared to the previous corners. After this short straight we head to the famous hairpin, where we've seen lots of overtaking action in the past and hopefully some more this weekend. The exit here is not that easy because it's very slow, so as you get the throttle down you could very much end up with some bad wheel spin. Now we finally reach the casino straight, which is usually the source of action and the start of overtaking moves lap after lap. Get that DRS wide open, but careful, as then we have the infamous final chicane. Avoid the sausage curbs and of course the Wall of Champions on the right to finish this beauty of a lap around Montreal. Salut Gilles, see you Sunday.
Here we have another look at the race calendar of the WMSC 2023 season. And Alex, you've mentioned it already. Let's look at the weather forecast for today, because this is going to be pretty interesting. So in qualifying, it's pretty cold in general. But we expect rain showers to be possible in the first half of qualifying, and then in the race it will be mostly dry, but with slight rain chances towards the mid or the end of the race. So that will certainly have an impact on strategy. And before we head into the qualifying session, let's just have a quick look at the current driver standings. Yannis Woolborn, with his win at Bahrain, has taken the championship lead from Max Riedmüller, who is equal on points with Pascal Polens in the second or third, respectively. Then we have Aleksandar Hess, Puschke, Vella, Turi, Fournier, Benton Reed, and Lucas Murno. These are the current top 10. And now let's look at the team standings as well. There we have Holland Racing Team in the lead, and it's quite a substantial lead already, with 37 points to Scuderia Basilia in second with 18 points. And then we have Maniti, Beta Giulia, SCMM, Scuderia Cesario, Infernal Void, Streamline Engineering, and Optimal Esports, and Kostek still waiting for their first points finish. So now let's head into qualifying session. That should start at any second now. Oh, and it's already pretty dizzy here.
Doesn't look too good.
No, it really don't.
Let's see which tires the drivers go out on.
It's hard to see whether the track... I think it's slicks. First impression is slicks. Yeah.
Yeah, probably everybody will go out and try to set a fast time.
That is what I suspect as well. The live timing is correct. Everyone is on the slicks except Davide Zanini for Optimal Esports. He is shown
Oh,
on
it's
the
raining.
inters.
It's raining pretty heavy. I just saw in that shot.
Yeah, so maybe Zanini's call might actually be the right one. Oh yeah, there you can really see it here at the hairpin. Lots of rain coming down right now.
I don't sadly have the experience from Kailami. I'm not sure when the crossover point is for the tires.
Yeah, I think... Well, they're going for it. At least Yannis Vulborn is championship leader, trying to set a lap now on the super softs.
It looks pretty controllable, at least for him.
Yeah, he looks fine. No surprise that the first sector is already purple, as he's the first one to set a timed lap.
He knows that this lap will probably count. Maybe it's the most important lap of this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's...
going a little bit wide, but still okay. The rain line. I think everybody that sets a solid lap time on slicks is in a good position. Oh. Aborts the lap right away.
That is another
a
chance.
train of cars there.
Yeah.
Poland's managed to set a lap.
Yeah, Pushki's lap. Good. Where is he? There he's coming. Half a second off then. Still in the last sector. He lost 4/10. Oh! Meshida, this is a new entry for Optimal Esports. He will be in that second car for the rest of the season, and he instantly put a very good lap down here to set his car on the provisional front row. Just 0.17 seconds behind Pascal Polens. Here is Zanini. He also is competing in his first race here for Optimal Esports. Oh, there's an Infernal Void car coming out of the pit lane. Let's see, where is Zanini
This
with his
qualifying
enters?
session reminds me of one of 2 years past. It's always, when at the start of the session there's rain, you just need to be fast on the track and put down a marker.
Yeah, and I
have
think
the
that...
feeling that the cars are getting slower.
Yeah, and you can already see that going out on the inters instantly was not a good choice, because Zanini in 10th, he's the slowest one that has already set a lap time. Jeffrey Fournier aborts his lap here as well.
We don't know if Zanini made a mistake, but usually you are slower on the intermediates if it's still not wet.
Yeah, I had a bit of a look at the sector times, and it was pretty much obvious. There was no big mistake, but he was like constantly slower than
Okay,
the other
then it's
times.
up to the tires. I mean, Fekela beats him by 4.5 seconds, so it's probably up to the tires.
Measured. He is really putting down a marker here. Pushkin, in the meantime, has set a lap that was good enough for P2, just 29 thousandths of a second behind Poland's first lap time, but he will improve as well.
It seems that the rain has eased off, I think, a little bit at least.
Yeah, we were expecting just some light rain showers towards the beginning of the sessions, so maybe that is a bit of something to look forward to for the guys that set their first lap on the Inters. Oh,
that was a cut.
Yeah, I think that might have invalidated that time. And it even slowed him down significantly.
We'll run in second now.
Yeah, he has set a time in the meantime.
The Holland cars were a little bit downbeat about their prospects today, but they look in a good position for the time being at least.
Yeah, they really do. We expected them to perform well here last time, because Montreal also is pretty high-speed track that should suit their car. Weather might not, though.
You know, the thing with their car is they can just put on a lot of wing and still be fast in the straight, so I think they are in a good position here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they were pretty strong at every track. Just in the first two races, it was the tire wear that was making them, or that was holding them back. Max Riedmüller puts it into second, but still no chance to beat Pascal Polens in first.
He will hope for rain.
Oh, what is going on here? Lucas Murno with 2 purple sectors. That is interesting.
I could imagine that he's got fresh tires.
See if he can finish it. That looked alright. Wow! Lucas Murno on provisional pole.
Yeah, that is a little bit surprising, but we still got 12 minutes left.
Yeah, and there is another... The track seems to be really improving. I think we might see the lap times drop now, as Max Riedmüller 0.3 faster in the first sector, 2.5 in the second one. Poland's already back into provisional pole by almost half a second. Here's Riedmüller. Ooh, 17 thousandths faster than Poland's.
Ben Reader slots into third.
And here goes Woolborn. What's happened with Meschede? He was up there at the beginning stages of this session. Now we haven't seen a good lap time from him. There he is. Ah, he was on an out lap. Fresh set of tires, presumably. Oh, he's a bit sideways going into turn 1 there.
Looked very aggressive turn 1.
Jeffrey Fournier upping yet another lap.
If I'm not mistaken, we're missing both Cesario cars.
Yeah, I was a bit worried. I haven't seen them ahead of this race. And that, of course, might be very disappointing. Cooper McAllister or SCMM into 7th. Last time out at Bahrain, they lost both of their cars in the first half of the race. Lorenzo Turi out in a lap 1 collision already. And today, there's no one of the Cesario drivers. Measured into provisional pole once again. Once again, very aggressive through turn 1. Almost cutting that bit of the track there on the inside. On board with Daniel Benton reader through the last sector. Now, he was a big surprise last time out at Bahrain, as in the late stages of qualifying, he put his car into the front row. That was pretty impressive. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pit in the race. How fastest in the last sector overall. Good enough for 4th. Pushke, he might also be on a strong lap. There's a
Getting
car.
some tow from the car in front. It's a Kostek, I think.
Yeah, I think now that was a little bit in his way. Let's see. Oh, no, actually the tow was very effective for him.
We may see even 14s at the end of the session.
Yeah, we might. Especially seeing that the Team Holland cars, they seem to be on outlaps once again, or that they went for another fresh set of tires. The competitive lap time in a couple of minutes.
Danny Weller seems to be going better here.
Yeah, very disappointing in Bahrain. He was very strong in the first 2 races, leading big portions of both of the races, but he was nowhere to be seen in Sakir.
Yeah, talked to him between the races. He has some injury on his foot that seemed to slow him down.
Yeah, I think he had that already in Kyalami, where he
Yeah.
still, despite this injury, was leading big portions of the race and only lost it in the final stint when he went for the wrong set of tires. Volborn seconds. Pushke, in the meantime, back into the lead. So it will be very interesting. The lead is changing back and forth. Lap times, of course, are improving as track conditions are improving, and they will be burning down their fuel. They have to start qualifying on their race fuel. So that's why we see a lot of running to burn that fuel down, and then it gets refilled to the amount they had when they started their first flying lap. And this is how they will start their race. There is no refueling in the race.
Exactly. So it has a bit of strategic importance. Maybe somebody will put 10 liters less in and on a safety car or something.
Yeah, and I think as we're just busy explaining the rules, maybe a word about the tires as well. There is 2 sets of compounds, the super soft and the medium, and the soft and the hard. And you, ahead of each race, everyone has to choose for which 2 sets they do want to go. This time, as far as I can see, everyone has gone for the super soft and medium mixtures, except Aleksandar has. He has gone for soft and hard. And you don't have to use both compounds in the race, so you can just run with 1 compound if you would like to do so. Aaron Curtis, he's also back after missing in Bahrain. So now 2 Infernal Void entries again, and they will be looking forward to these races. They seemed pretty strong in Bahrain. Lucas Murno finishing a solid 5th, scoring the first points for this team.
And the other driver missing is Aaron Smith for Streamline.
Yeah, he was kind of a tragic figure in Bahrain, running very high up until maybe 10 laps. Oh, that was a bang into the wall there by Jack Reeve.
Yeah, that car could be crooked now.
Yeah.
And Smith, I mean, he still salvaged some points, I think 2 points or something,
Yeah,
but
he
you know,
finished
it
7th,
could have
yeah.
been much more. Yeah. And
And he
Reeve
was in-
dropped out of the points, sadly.
Yeah. Lucas Murno once again into 5th. Now with the 2 Cesarios missing, this is of course the chance. Oh, Jack Reeve, yeah, I think there is something wrong with that car. Reed Miller.
On a good pace. Looked very stable through the chicane.
Yeah, let's see where this puts him into P1. Wow.
Going into the 13s now.
Yeah. And I don't know if that is the track improving.
Yeah, it was wet in the beginning. I think there is an ideal line now. Dry line.
Oh, Pushka misses out on provisional pole by thousandths of a second.
Seems that the Holland cars are missing that bit that they need for pole position.
Yeah, so this is very interesting now as the track improves further and further. The Team Holland cars weren't able to take advantage from that. And there goes Riedmüller again. Very quick. And he improves. Oh, but the last sector wasn't that good. Lost a 10th there. But what we've all... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would expect him to go fresh tires as Poland does right now. He's done at least 2 fast laps on those. Pushke also going in.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that in that season already. It's becoming kind of a theme that the Holland guys like to leave it late. So maybe they're doing that here once again. Both of them going for fresh tires.
They should have 2 more laps in them.
Yeah. So, we're ready for a shootout.
Well, got some slipstream, I think.
Oh! Hitting the wall of champions.
Oh, very good last sector.
Maybe just touching the wall of champions gives you luck. Improves your pace.
If you do it at the right angle, you can take much more speed in.
Yeah.
So everything is possible.
There goes McAllister. Up into 6th, fastest final sector. SCMM also a bit disappointing. They were quick, at least in qualifying, throughout the season. But then oftentimes they lost out in the race. Maybe they've changed their setup a bit more towards the race. As this is where points are gained. Jörn von Wendt stays in 11th.
Touch the wall a little bit on the exit.
Not the cleanest way to take the final corner. By René Vella. Up into 10th though. Now, we haven't seen any strides at the top, but here we go. Philipp Puschke. Is he the first one to come across the line? I think so.
Should be good enough for provisional pole at least.
Yeah, but I can already tell you, Ruven Meschede had a purple first sector as well, so he is still to expect a good lap time. Puschke for now in provisional pole. Here goes Pascal Polens. That doesn't look too great for now. And it's only second.
Puschke also had a disappointing last race with that technical problem.
Yeah, race winner in Melbourne, of course. After that, he wasn't able to repeat that. Here's Lucas Murnau. Another good lap time, still in 5th. Here comes Meschede. Oh! Pole on debut? Question mark. Max Riedmüller, he still had a... No, there goes Jannis Wilborn. And takes that away from him.
That could be Riedmüller's.
No, it's not. By 12 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, that's Wilborn. He pulled one out of the head as usual. Fine.
Wow.
What to put Polens 3.5 tenths behind you, it takes some driving.
What a great finish to that qualifying session. I think there's now no one left to set the lap time. So,
Placed for pole position.
yeah. So, I guess these are the qualifying results, and this is how we will go into the race. Jannis Wilborn has clinched pole position in the closing stages of the session. Max Riedmüller just behind him in second. Ruven Meschede, what a great first qualifying session for the Optimal Esports driver. He starts from P3. Then we have Philipp Puschke in 4th. Pascal Polens only 5th. Danny Weller in 6th. Lucas Murnau, solid qualifying session in 7th. Daniel Bentonrieder 8th. René Vella, also a good qualifying session for Kostek in 9th. Cooper McAllister only managed to get 10th. And then we have Hess, McAllister's teammate, in 11th. Aaron Curtis is 12th. Jörn van Wendt 13th. Jack Reeve 14th. Then we have Zanini, Fekala, and Jeffrey Fournier. That has been it from qualifying. We'll go into a short break and we'll be back with the race here at Montreal. So, and we're back and we're awaiting the formation lap here at Montreal at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, this beautiful track at that beautiful city in Canada. And we're already underway with the formation lap. Sorry for giving some wrong information. Maybe let's have a look.
The weather looks very nice at the moment, but let's see if it will stay that way throughout the race.
Yeah, it really does. And I think that also comes into play with the tire choices strategy-wise. I see a lot of mediums. And this is kind of what we expect, as you can see the starting order running through once again.
Everybody will try to stretch out their stint to be prepared if it rains. That will be my guess at least.
Yeah, I think that is the most sensible thing for most of the guys to do. Maybe someone in the back will put on a gamble. But I think if you're in the front fighting for the championship, you don't want to risk too much.
I'm interested what the two Holland cars will do, because one is in the ideal position and Polens needs to make it up few places.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. As they're all lining up, waiting for Jeffrey Fournier, who goes into the race from 17th. And there is a car in the pit lane, a Kostek. That is interesting. Pit lane start here.
It must be Weller, I think.
Yeah, as we're waiting for the lights to come on. Everyone's lined up now. A long hold here.
Yeah, I hope that... Yeah,
Now.
now it's going.
5 red lights are on, and we're on the way at Canada. Good start from Woolborn from pole position. Oh, Meshede goes deep into turn 1, has to cut through the escape road. Good start also by Poland. He moved up into 3rd. Meshede in 2nd, I expect.
Miller lost places.
Yeah. Oh, and there
And
is a collision.
Crash.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is multiple
That will be
cars
a
out.
safety car.
The,
3 cars
oh,
out
no.
at least.
And I think it's both Better Julias involved in
Ben
there.
Reader is stuck on the curb.
There is a Team Holland front wing.
And we got a virtual safety car.
Oh.
But good start for Poland. He made up 2 places. Riedmüller lost 3.
Yep. Yeah, and there we can see a disaster for Better Julia. Danny Weller has lost his rear wing. Benton Reader is still going, but there's smoke coming out of his car.
Yeah, he overheated the engine, making it out of the ditch. But that should go away, I think. You should just be careful now.
Yep, and it's a full safety car now. So
And
the
there
field
is somebody else without a rear wing.
Yeah, that is Lucas Murno, unfortunately.
Let's see who will go to the box.
Murno
Obviously
also
the
lost his
damaged
front
guys.
wing. Oh, and then that orange front wing was by Lucas Murno and not from one of the Team Holland cars. I'm also very interested.
Made quite a few places. He was 11th, I think.
Yeah, good start from him. McAllister also moved up a spot. Well, obviously, with Benton Reed and Weller crashing out.
I'm very interested to see if Benton Reader will pit. Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
Which is not very good for Weller behind, because they share the same slot, I think.
Yeah, McAllister also was involved in that situation. He's in the pits as well without a front wing. This will take a long time for Lucas Murno to get fixed.
Cars are a little bit jiggly for some reason. Yeah, McAllister is fast out again. And Benton Reader, okay, they queued, but that wasn't a long stop for Benton Reader.
Yeah, the other way around, it would have been much worse for Benton Reader if he had to wait for Weller.
Yeah, I hope that Weller can repair that. A rear wing usually takes a minute at least.
Yeah, Fekela. Is he out of this race? Oh, let's see what happened at the start. This is going to be interesting. This is what happened to Lucas Murno.
Quite a few cars with smoking engines. They got hot on that long standing time.
Murno went quite aggressively into turn 1.
It's a real surprise that Pushka's cut through the second corner didn't cause chaos. Yeah, just yeah.
There was a Better Julia. No, sorry, not a Better Julia. Epic Basilia car as well. Involved in that situation. Maybe it was Pushka.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a typical, starting situation. One is maybe a little bit offline, is slower than the next one bumps into him and just chaos ensues behind him. I didn't see, like one driver that was at fault, like 100%. It's just coincidence, or combination of things.
Yeah, one thing that struck me was Ruven Meschede, who shortcutted kind of through turn 1 and 2. And he's gained from that situation. He emerged in second. Don't know if Race Direction will have a look at race start from him.
That was Meschede that cut the first corner.
Yeah, it was Meschede. He went
okay.
and then he cut through there.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was Puschke. Yeah, I mean, I thought that he rejoins that there will be some crash behind, but that went well. But in the chicane it happened. So yeah, let's see how long it takes. Weller is going again, it seems.
Are they still on the lead lap? I think so, right?
Yeah, they seem to be. They seem to be.
Damage limitation for Murno and at least.
I think we will be go next time round. Next lap as Weller needs to catch up half a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened to Fekkeler. He started, I think, from the pit lane, or was it Weller? I'm not sure. One of the Costecs.
Yeah, I think
that they were, in that collision.
Yeah, no, they weren't. I think no, the Weller in 16th. That is Danny Weller. So René Weller, he's in 6th.
Right.
Wow, he really took advantage of that situation and put his Caustic into 6th. So must have been Fekkeler who started, or apparently didn't start then at all from the pit lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure because the crash happened before the end of the first sector. Then usually the green light goes on. And the safety car will go in this lap as expected. Riedmüller.
This is Riedmüller. Yeah, I think he was also kind of involved in that situation. One. Oh no, sorry, then I missed that. It was actually Riedmüller who went through turn 1.
Riedmüller went straight on, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, fighting with the Beta Julia there. Yeah. Riedmüller had contact with one of the Beta Julias and spun him around. He the other Beta Julia out. Yeah, that's. I'm interested what the race control will say about that. But now we got a restart to focus on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty interested to see what René Weller will do from 6th place if he can hold on to that.
Yeah, so the Caustics weren't the quickest cars in the last couple of races. So let's see if he can keep it there or if he will be some kind of roadblock for the cars behind.
Yeah, most of the fast guys are in front of him, so he isn't that much of a roadblock, but I think that, Hess and the others, they want to get past him.
I expect that to happen too. We'll see though at the restart. I think the top 5 will definitely pull away from René Weller.
And what I see, I think most of the guys are on medium tires, so they are going long.
Yeah, so only Aleksandar he's on the hards, but he is also the only one that has chosen the different tire set, so he has the soft and hard available. So everyone on the harder compound that they have available. Yeah, you can.
Let's see who gets one over, Wolbon or Meschede. That Wolbon will try to help Poland's out.
Yeah,
they're going. No, they're not going. Now they are.
Now they're going, and that has really helped Pascal Polens. He might even be able to attack Meschede into turn 1, and yes, he is. He's already passed Meschede later on the brakes and keeps second. Oh, there's
behind
in the background.
René Weller, I think.
Yeah, René Weller and once
there
again
was a crash with Weller. There was a crash with Weller. He went like 90 degrees onto the track.
Oh, Riedmüller dropped down to 10th. This race really not working out well for him.
Oh, somebody sliding there. I think that was the other Weller.
Yeah. And his brother Danny.
I'd like to see that with Rene again. I think that he the track very badly.
Yeah,
But good defending from Meshad, it must be said. He held his own against Poland's. The Holland cars tried everything, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, he did really well into turn 1 there.
And Reeve up to 6th. Again, running well.
Yeah, just avoiding the chaos of the first couple of laps. Just put Reeve into 6th, Curtis 7th. So just by keeping their nose clean, they moved up a lot of spots. Wilborn already pulling a bit away from Meschede. It even looked like Pushka was putting Poland under some pressure.
And Hess came up on the hard tires, it seems.
Yeah, and Pushka was really close to the wall there. This is always very exciting about this track. It is so fast, yet you are getting so close to the walls at the exit, especially of these fast chicanes.
It feels like a street circuit, even though it's not.
Yeah, it really does.
But they need to be careful about those walls. They can be very punishing.
Yeah. Especially that one wall that we're coming up here. That in 1999 has been called, or since 1999 has been called the Wall of Champions. They're all very aggressive through turn 1, almost cutting that inside there.
Yeah, we have the inside from Yannis Wolborn that front tires are not as much the problem as the rear ones, so they can push a lot and just take life out of the front tires.
Yeah, and I think we should see DRS activated right now. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, it
Meschede has opened his rear wing. Wolborn wasn't able to pull over 1 second away from Meschede, so...
The thing is, I think that Wolborn is the fastest out of those 5 guys, but the DRS train just, keeps it in tight order.
I think he might have done it now. He was over 1 second away at the detection point. It was very close at least. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, Meshede's rear wing is closed, so only Poland's now.
It seems that Reeve made a mistake. The 6th place guy is like a long way away now.
Oh yeah, he dropped down to 9th.
They are losing a lot of time.
Oh, there's a battle in the background. This is between McAllister and Zanini. Zanini made it through, but he's unable to keep it, and now he's vulnerable to René Weller behind him as well. Whoa. Aggressive driving there by Zanini.
Benton Reader has a penalty. There was an incident on the straight with Murno. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought it was the chicane incident.
Yeah, but Murno, I think he was up to 13th off, somewhere around this after, and he dropped down to 15th once again. I'm sure we will see the replay at one point. Yep, but they're still somewhat together. Oh, but Meschede is close to Wolborn once again. Great racing here in the first 8 laps. Lots of action up and down the grid. And then, of course, still expecting rain at some point.
And Hess is just holding back, looking at those 4 guys in front of him.
Oh, Pushka against Poland. Poland holds on to it.
And penalty for René Weller, as I expected, for the rejoin.
Yeah, I think that was
seems
obvious.
that they are in the mix, but not fast enough to pull away. Let's see.
What's that? Now this will be René Weller's rejoin. Yeah, that was clumsy.
I mean, I don't understand why he went to the left again. That's just, going over the grass is always hard. There is a saying in German, he meant it good, but he didn't do it good.
No, it was... Once again, Pushke against Poland.
This is fireworks here, I think.
Yeah.
I hope it won't go off. Yeah, I mean, Pushke is always on the wrong side. He needs to be on the inside in the turn 1.
Yeah.
Or he needs to be really daring and, hold on to the outside. But Poland's, I would expect him to drive him straight off the road.
Yeah. I think Pushke has done a very spectacular move around the outside into turn 11, these fast left-right in Melbourne. But that wasn't against Pascal Polens.
Here we have Murno and Ben Frieda, I think.
So, what's going on? Oh!
That was... I don't know what that was, to be honest with you.
I mean, poor Lucas Murno. Did you just hear the call from race direction? Someone has received
Kevin, race control just said something about last warning for René Weller. I'm not sure if he'll get, another penalty or maybe even DSQ. But what I wanted to say, about Ben Reader is just those moments with him where you don't know what he's thinking. It may seem harsh, but he may be fast, but he just throws it away with those kind of incidents. I mean, the incident in the chicane, it happens, that's just racing, but that on the straight was just unnecessary. And Weller is in the pits. I think Denny it should be.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with those.
Yeah, they seemingly have all the same color in
the
stat.
No, apparently it was René. Maybe he just served...
René, okay.
Yeah, I think he just served his penalty now.
Ah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. And there is a slight gap now behind Meschede.
Yeah, Meschede has also just set the fastest lap with a 1:13.7, and he seems to be on the attack right now. But once again, we've seen that in Bahrain already. It is hard to get by these Team Holland cars on the straights, and Poland's now with the fastest lap. And they're edging out Ruben Meschede.
Now Poland's with the fastest lap.
Yeah. Very solid debut so far by Ruben Meschede. He's fighting for the win. That is extraordinary.
In a car that I wouldn't call a favorite.
No, not at all.
Behind is Hess in 5th place, trying very solid, not making any impression on the top 4, but also clear of Riedmüller, who is a favorite.
Yeah. Riedmüller suffered from 2 situations. The first one, at the start, he was kind of involved there as well, and then of course at the restart.
Yeah, he hoped for rain and for his fortune to turn around.
Yeah.
The good thing for Rollborn is that he is in clear air. He is not sliding as much as the others behind him.
Especially Meschede. He seems to approach turn 1 sideways pretty much every time we've watched him.
Yeah.
But these four are inseparable right now. They are just sticking together. I think one of the...
Mudno is making his way again through the field, I think. Up to 11th.
Yeah, that is good news for him. Curtis still holds on to 7th in the other Infernal Void.
Yeah, it seems that McAllister hasn't got the top speed. I would think that he is faster than him.
Yeah. Very surprising. We thought that the SCMM, and the first 2 races it even looked like that, is a pretty strong car. They have an average car design. Unlike,
but
for example...
Zanini, Meshede's teammate, was well down the field, or half a minute behind.
Yeah. And he's being caught by René as well.
And got overtaken right now. And the Vela went around the reef. You thought? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, no. I forgot my... Oh no, actually what I wanted to say is I've just looked up the car design of the Optiminal Esports car, because we haven't seen a lot of them, and they have gone for a high downforce initial design, so that might be one of the it might make it harder for Meshede to make it past Wolborn. Now he's...
Yeah, it seems that Wolborn has pulled away a little bit.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, as here goes Pushkin. This time he's on the inside. This might work. Poland's leaves him the space. On the outside, can he hold on to it? No, Poland's the rear stepping out.
And a power slide.
Yeah.
It will be also interesting to see how long the tires hold on. We had that slow phase. I think we heard about 18 laps, plus a few maybe now. So going into the 20s, I think, with those tires.
Yeah.
It should be, under normal circumstances, a 2-step race.
Yeah, but it might be possible to extend these mediums.
Yeah, usually they are for like half race distance, but we know that the rear tires are the critical ones, and this track eats rear tires due to the many acceleration zones.
Yeah, I mean, you were able to see just with Pushka when he was trying to hold on to it round the outside of Pascal Polan's, how his rear stepped out, so
yeah,
these situations really eat tires. Question.
And McAllister made it past Curtis, I just see now.
Oh yeah. No, up in 10th now as well, so he's still moving through the field. Question to chat now is what happened with Fekala. Unfortunately, we don't know too much either, because he seemed to be starting from the pit lane, but then he was instantly marked as a DNF, so don't know what happened there. He's not in the race anymore, definitely. That's what we can tell you.
Maybe he has blown his engine waiting for the green light. I mean, that's the only thing I could imagine. I don't think that he was involved in an incident.
No, he definitely wasn't, but there was a very long phase at the start where the lights didn't go on.
Did we see what happened with Von Wendt? He's also retired the car, and Zanini's in the box.
Yeah, no, I don't think... Yeah, Von Wendt, he was running a couple of... Oh!
No front wing.
Yep. Maybe we will see what happened here. As he rejoins. He's now a lap down.
Two very different fortunes for Meshede and Zanini.
Yep.
That were, I think, no? What was that? A green car, at least. I thought it was McAllister and Riedmüller, but not sure about.
Sorry, I didn't watch it. I was just having a look at the chat once again, and information is that there must have been some sort of steering wheel problems for Fekula.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it seemed that he didn't even go out of the pit lane, for me at least.
So thanks, Max99, for providing us with that information. Given it is true, of course.
And this will be probably Zanini. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's not only the front wing, the rear suspension is damaged, I think.
Yeah, that definitely has done more to the car. That was quite a heavy impact. Is it just me, or does it get a bit darker?
Yeah,
is
that's
gone.
what I thought myself too. It looks a little bit darker than before. It's a little bit grey, the sky. At least looking backwards on that part of the track.
Huh?
You know, if there is rain, it could be just a shower on one side of the track. Maybe we have like Hockenheim in 2000. Somebody going for the intermediate, somebody staying on the slicks.
Yeah, just a light shower can influence the result heavily. So it will be very interesting to watch the sky and if the heavens open up. But for now, we are still the 3-car battle for P2. Janis Woolborn has managed to pull away from Meshide, but Poland wasn't really able to make an impression on the Optimal Esports driver. Riedmüller moved up to... Oh no, there seems to be a battle between Hess and Riedmüller. Riedmüller just was in 5th for a very brief moment.
Lost some time, so that was the red car.
Ah. Oh. Oh, what a shame for Riedmüller. He might be able to keep up with the top 4 pace-wise. But the race winner from Kyalami now has to do with a recovery job here. But as we've mentioned before, the rain... Oh, Poland's made it past Meshide must have had some sort of issue.
Yeah, he's drifting through the last chicane.
Might still hold on to 3rd against Pushka. Did. Now 2 simultaneous battles. Riedmüller into turn 1. Is defending the inside. Riedmüller tries the switch. It doesn't work though. Let's watch this space. That must be frustrating for Riedmüller to look at another rear wing not being able to pull off a move despite being able to go faster. He had that last time in Bahrain when he was stuck behind Poland's for pretty much the entire race.
There.
Yeah, this is what happened for P2.
Yeah, he just did not have any top speed.
Yeah.
He lost the DRS obviously in front, but it seemed like he turned down the engine a little bit.
Yeah, surprisingly to see it now that clearly the top speed advantage of Pascal Poland's, because I think Meshide was outside the DRS window for quite some laps now.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden...
Maybe he's trying to save some fuel, I'm not sure.
Here's the battle between the better Julias. And Reader in 12th. Behind him is his teammate Weller in 13th. I think Ben Reader must have made it past Weller, right? Because
it
he's
should
going
be
away.
Reeve, I think, behind him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Weller
sorry,
is up the
sorry.
road. Yeah. You know, I'm surprised that Weller is running so well. You know, he lost his rear wing. I mean, Ben Reader had that penalty, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that safety car really saved Danny Weller. So he
Yeah,
didn't
but I
lose a lap.
think to see a lot of vibration in his steering wheel, I could imagine that's still some damage on the car.
Yeah. Mano up in 8th. He's back in the points. He silently has been climbing through the grid. He also has lost his front and rear wing in that turn 1, lap 1 collision. Not turn 1.
Got yellow in sector 3. I think Weller is in the pits. René Weller, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, has to be Rene.
Yeah.
Now that battle at the front has kinda dried out a bit. Hollands was able to pull away from Pushka. I think this is
Yeah,
pretty
looks
much the
good
most...
for the Holland cars.
Yep. On their way to another 1-2 for now. This is the most interesting bit of on-track action we have right now between Fournier, Curtis and Weller. Another 3-car battle.
I have the feeling that McAllister is catching up to Hess, but Hess should be able to hold it out for longer, I think. We are waiting maybe for that rain to come. And Reeve is in the pit. You know, slowly we expect some tire stops.
Yeah, I think they're really trying to hold on for that rain. Because if you stop now and it rains in 3-4 laps and you have to change again.
Yeah, René Weller went to the soft tires.
Yeah. That makes sense. Now there is an attack by Danny Weller against Aaron Curtis. Weller moves past and is up into the top 10 once again. Points might still be on the cards for Danny.
Yeah, he just has that composure that Ben really likes sometimes. You know, you need to keep your head down. You know, bad stuff happens all the time, but you need to make the best out of it. And a very good example is Volvon, but it seems to go his way, at least in those last 2 races.
Yeah. And that is directly the opposite of Danny Weller's season so far. Very impressive first 2 races. He finished 4th in Melbourne, finished 3rd in Kyalami, and then he was nowhere to be seen. He finished a distant 9th in Bahrain.
And he's going for Fournier now.
Yeah. That looks good. Can he keep it? Oh, Fournier trying the counterattack.
Opa.
little bit of wheel banging.
Yeah, I mean, Denny drove fairly there. He didn't park the bus. He slid a little bit wide in the second turn and allowed Fournier to take a look his inside that acceleration.
Sorry, Mesha did drop down to 6th. What has happened? Oh, he was in the pits. Oh, we've missed some... Yeah, we missed a pit stop there. Ruven Mesha was in the pits. He's gone from medium to medium.
Okay. About 20-second time loss. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so. Driving like he did, he overpushed the tires, it seems.
Behind him, McAllister, Murno, and Weller have also one pit stop, but they had them at the beginning of the race because all of them were involved in that lap 1 accident. Quite impressive that they are running in 7th, 8th, and 9th once again.
Yeah, but they are almost 25 seconds off the lead, so...
Yeah, sure. Oh.
He's trying everything. Got a lot of support on Twitch.
Yeah. And his supporters and himself were rewarded last time out at Bahrain. Talked about it before. Finished 5th. Taking advantage, of course, of all of that chaos that was happening, especially towards the beginning of the race there. Poland's fastest lap time. Is he going for his teammate now?
Yeah, it seems that the tires are still good for Holland. Müller is making no impression at the moment. Stable gap to Puschke.
Yeah. Interestingly, both Team Holland's racing cars' last lap times on the old mediums have been quicker than Ruven Meshide's last lap time on the fresh mediums.
Yeah, I think that he pushed and they didn't. And especially Volborn, having nobody in front. You have clear air, you don't slide as much.
Yeah. Puschke also able to keep his pace in 3rd.
Yeah, if he keeps like 2-3 seconds behind, he's always there if they make some mistake.
Yeah, also strategy-wise, he might be able to get them this way as well. And they just wait for 1 lap too long, or 2 laps too long to make a stop.
And Meschede going for Hess.
Yeah. Is he close enough? Ooh. A little late. And Hess keeps that 5th spot. Not too surprising that Meschede has used up his tires a lot quicker than the other ones. I mean, if you just saw how he has taken turn 1 pretty much the entire race. Just going through
Maybe
their
he hoped
cycles.
for earlier rain. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
And I think
We're getting it
the
now.
data says, yeah, there is very light rain now, or is to be expected now.
I saw like a little cloud, but let's see. Some little spray.
There goes Meschede. Oh,
Has let him place to live there.
yeah. But now I think Meschede, yeah, he should make it past. I think there's
Hess is
nothing
running
to
on the
help.
old hearts.
Yeah, there's nothing for him to do about that now. Yeah, there is rain. There is a light dribble right now. You can see it there.
Yeah, but it's still needs, I think, a few more minutes because of the 20 or 13 cars, going around the track.
Yeah.
Get wet.
And I think it's really not much. Here you can't
Not at
see
the
anything.
moment.
Yeah. I think even if it continues to rain like that for like next couple of minutes, intensity also needs to increase a bit so that the inters might be worth it.
Yeah, and, the Holland cars will be looking at their options. They just need to wait for now.
Yeah, and I think they
But
can.
it seems to be getting more, from my feeling at least.
Yeah. Oh.
Machete is sliding around.
But I don't think
Throwing the
that's the
car
rain
around.
making him slide around.
That's his driving style, yeah.
Yeah.
The gaps in front are relatively stable. Poland's about 2 seconds to 1-1. Pushke also 2 seconds, and Riedmüller 4 seconds behind. Machete probably the fastest car on track right now.
Yeah. Purple sector
Yeah,
1.
I mean, he knows that he needs to make up the time now, but we see the rain now in the hairpin. You see it
Yeah.
very well falling down. He knows that those guys in front are just waiting, biding their time, and he needs to try to catch them somehow.
Yeah. Still no too significant drop in lap times. From what I can see on the live timing, maybe just a little bit. Yeah, there goes Machete with a 1:13.2, fastest lap of the race, but he's on fresh tires.
And I think that Hess is running into a temperature problem with his tires because McAllister is catching up to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cold today. And I think Team Holland, they are in the situation they want to be in right now. They're still quick, they don't seem to have any problems with the tires, they can just wait and see what happens and react to it.
The only concern they might have is just double stacking. Poland would probably lose out to Pushke.
Yeah.
They would ideally need to pit in pit laps, and they will hope that no safety car comes, because then the car behind will lose out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all still running in the 1:13s, all of the top 5s. And I think it's just a bit of a waiting game to see what happens.
For sure.
Alex, you're a bit more experienced in
yeah.
sim racing than I am. What would you do now in that situation? You just...
I've been in this situation also as teammate of Janis Volborn. We would just wait. There is a lot of talking going on now. The drivers know when the crossover point is. Usually, you have some info from the game, also from the times that they're doing, and we know that the tires, the medium tires, should do about half race distance. So they will just wait to be sure if it gets more or gets less. A guy like Volborn is more on the aggressive side. He will even try, to go with the slicks, even if it's really going down the rain. Myself, I would go in sooner, but that is the difference, between a good driver and the best probably that we have. If you are that confident in yourself and your driving, you can save one stop, and that wins you races.
Yeah, so, and I think Yannis and Pascal, they should be experienced enough to know what they're doing, as you said.
Yeah, I think they will stay out as long as they can. I mean, the rain, at least from what we see, seems to be heavy enough to go on the intermediate. I think from that point of view, it's clear what you should do. But the question is, will it stay that way? If it like 2-3 laps after you stop, it stops the rain, you're in for a problem. So and not an easy decision, to be honest. It's easier when the forecast is like heavy rain. Okay, it will rain. We need wet tires and go on from there. Now it's toying around the track, waiting. Let's see what happens. They got fuel for the whole race, so that's not like a concern. But yeah, I mean the tires. If you lose like a few tenths of lap time, it's not a problem. So I think they may even go to the 40s if can. I'm just surprised, with Meschede, how early he went in. It seems that everybody else, had a better setup. Maybe he's, having those problems that Holland had in the first 2 races.
Yeah, and he has been pushing now to make up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that too. Sorry.
Sorry about that. It seems to be good again. Yeah, and Poland has catched up a little bit to Wellborn.
Yeah, and the lap times, I've been watching that, the live timing now, they have decreased. So even Ruben Meschedes, he's the only one able to pull off 13s now. His last lap was a 1:13.9. At the top, they are doing 1:14.7 was Wilborn's last lap.
Yeah, but it's still good enough because there are more than 20 seconds in front. And Wellborn goes into the pits.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. What is he going for?
I'm pretty sure for intermediates. At this moment in time, I would go for the intermediates. But he may surprise us.
So, what color do these tires have?
Seems to be white. Mediums.
It's another set of mediums.
And he's going up against Reed Miller, and he's in front. He's got a nice clear track in front of him, very well done. Zanini. Did he crash in the pits?
I think he's just retired. Oh.
No, yeah, he retired.
Zanini retired. In the meantime, Jack Reeve has also retired from the race. Didn't see that on camera, but he's out of this race as well. Fournier now also in the pits. I'm just having an eye on the live timing to see if anyone is going for the inters.
I'm looking for Poland's. Pushke is in the pits. Poland's seems to stay out.
Yeah. Oh, that. But is there enough space for Pushke to come out ahead of Riedmüller? This is going to be interesting at the pit exit.
Well, it was a fast stop, but I think it will be very close.
Mediums as well, no surprise.
He will come out side by side.
And he's behind Riedmüller.
Yeah, but he has much better tires than Riedmüller. Riedmüller would hope now that it gets more intense with the rain, and it looks that way, at least for me. He would maybe try to go for the intermediates.
Pascal Poland's last lap was a 1:15.9. Don't know, maybe he even had a little mistake.
Yeah,
That's
could
very
be.
slow. There goes
and
Pushka.
goes. Yeah, that's no surprise there. You know, the question is, we need to look at the times. If everybody goes slower, it means that track is very wet, and I just think that they need to go to intermediate slowly.
Yeah, we will see the first
Poland
lap
is in
time
the box.
of Yannis Wolbon. He's about to come across the line in the next couple of seconds. Let's see what that lap time was. But I think Poland's will lose out, or might lose out to Pushkin now. Meshide has lost out to them as well.
For sure. He will maybe even come out behind Riedmüller.
And that's a long pit stop compared to Pushkin's stop as well.
Yeah.
Here's Wolbon. Oh, no. Actually, he's managed to stay in second.
Okay, that surprised me.
Yannis Wolbon's last lap time was a 1:17.4, so the track is definitely slower. And the rain, it has definitely increased in intensity.
Yeah, and Poland is also on mediums. I think that Riedmüller has a good chance if he goes on intermediates and it stays like this. I think that the others need to make another stop then. And now it's very important to stay on track. That's the most important. McAllister was in the pits. Curtis is in the pits right now.
Just as this race was getting a bit slow on action, the rain comes and has thrown a new element.
Last warning for Lucas Murno, seemingly dangerous driving against McAllister.
Yep. In the chat, Holland's strategic disaster. Okay.
What was the last lap time from the guys in front?
So we have a 1:17.4. I don't think that has refreshed yet. Might just. Yannis Wolbon 1:18.5. Pascal Poland, that was with the pit exit, was a 1:20.0, and Pushka 1:18.5 as well.
So they are about 5 seconds slower right now.
Yeah, the track is getting. Oh, now is Murno going for a gamble? Yes, Murno is the first one to go for the inters. That
and
might
Hess
be
maybe two. And Bettenrieder in the pits.
Curtis on the inters as well. Hess inters. Oh, this is gonna be very interesting. I think the top four, they need to pit once again. Track is getting wetter, rain is getting more intense.
Needs to pit for the first time, but he can go straight to the intermediate tires.
Yeah, that
I would recommend to him. And Meshede is behind right now.
Yeah, though Riedmüller has lost a lot of time with his...
I mean, even Meshede, he should just pit for intermediate tires right now.
Yeah, do
even
that.
Though he's made that one more stop.
Poland's
in the pits. Poland changes his mind.
Yeah, Meshede stayed out. Riedmüller goes in. Oh, now this is going to be very interesting. Once again, the Holland racing team gets called out by the rain a bit. Riedmüller, no surprise, he's on the inters as well. I think it was Yannis Wolbon.
I still wouldn't be surprised if Wolbon makes it stick, even if he's like 3-4 seconds slower, you need like 7-8 laps to make that up.
I mean, in Kyalami, when some of the guys were still on wets, he went for the super soft. So
yeah, that's just the confidence he has. We'll see. Poland's went for the more conservative route, but it seems that he's also very much sliding on braking. Let's see if he goes in.
This is gonna be very interesting. Let's also watch the lap times. Wolbon stays out. What has Pushka done? Pushka stays out as well. They are committing to that strategy. Meshede in the pits as well now.
Yeah, that was to expected from him. I mean, the tires were probably already down again. And a little wait for Zanini, I think, behind.
Yeah,
Was that Zanini?
yeah, I think it was. No, Zanini's out of the race. It's Fournier,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's what I thought. I don't know who waited behind him. And
Meschede
Weller
ahead of
is
Riedmüller. Were side by side at the pit entry. And Meschede on mediums, by the way.
yeah.
Is this right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the mediums.
Okay.
But you know, I would like to see the camera in the hairpin. You know, there you see the best if it's raining. It seems that it's not raining anymore, for me at least.
I mean, that's very interesting. And Meschede, he was side by side with Riedmüller when Riedmüller made it into the pit lane. Oh, Riedmüller was even ahead of him. He went for the
Yeah.
inters. No, Meschede is now on the inters as well. I
Oh.
think it was just a... Yeah, it's the green tire.
Yeah, it's now gone to green. That's R Factor playing a game with us.
Oh, so the last lap times, Poland's was slower than Woolborn and Pushkin.
Okay.
On the inters. Woolborn 123.2, Pushkin 123.6, Poland's 124.9. Over a second slower.
I'm very interested to see. I know that intermediate tires are a little bit worse for durability, for wear. I think that they should make it to the end if they want to. But yeah, I mean, what did said 20 times? So I mean, that's for my thinking intermediate lap time. It's too slow for slicks.
Yeah, it was 120, low 123s at the top.
23s even. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
23.
10 seconds slower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we will see. I mean, Poland's is 20 seconds in Pushke.
Unfortunately, I can't see Poland's last lap time as it was invalidated.
Yeah. I mean, Wolborn could make a pit stop and come out in front of Poland's at the moment.
Yeah, he's been pulling away. Woolborn's last lap time was a 124.1. So it's getting even slower. Oh, Pushke is getting closer to him. He was on a 123.4.
Yeah, he seems to be more confident right now.
And Poland's, now he's getting closer. Now he's gaining time.
Yeah, we see it intermediate. And
DRS is still active.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, Pushke had his rear wing open.
For those that are on sticks, for sure. I'm not sure how it is handled, to be honest. Oh, I think Wolborn is struggling a little bit more than Pushke. You know, now it comes into play the philosophy of the car. I think Basilea have more downforce on the car, if I'm not mistaken.
They have, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's just the inherent design of the car that... But, yeah, I jinxed it for Pushke, it seems.
Commentators curse at it once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Poland's isn't quick at all. He's lost now once again.
I'm not sure. Riedmüller also making no impression on Meschede.
No, and that's interesting. The Maniti, Max Riedmüller, he was the race winner in Kyalami. He was very, very strong in the rain there. And the Maniti, the car philosophy was really working well for that track there and for the conditions. But now, he's not making any impression, as you've said.
At the moment, I think between Pushke and Wolborn.
Yeah.
And I think they will go to the end. There is no rain. The tires should hold out. Oh, there is rain. Now I see it.
Yeah, the rain is still pretty.
Yeah, there is a lot of
heavily.
spray. You know, I mean, they are 10 seconds slower than they were, but they're still going. I mean, they need to. They need to.
The Inter seems to be like really, really slow. Pascal Poland's last lap time, now at least he is going quicker than the two ahead, but it's just half a second, 1:24.
Yeah, I think the problem is, the traction. It seems that those guys are finding a dry patch of the track, and just accelerating and braking is most important here.
I think dry is relatively relative, as the spray, even where they are going, is pretty heavily. But,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
It's a simulation, and it's not always like it seems. What you see is not what is really happening. Yeah, but I think he's closing in a little bit, but half a second is not enough. I expected like 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds a lap.
Yeah, but the rain is not decreasing, and I think the tendency is that the track will go wetter and wetter, so that might put Poland at an advantage at some point.
Yeah, and there are less cars than at the start, only 12 cars running at the moment, so, there are not... Oh, he's sliding a little bit there. There are not as many cars, to clear the water from the track.
Yeah. By the way, these two are not the only ones that are still on. Cooper McAllister running in 6th, keeping it there, is also on the medium, and René Weller is even on the softs in 12th. Yannis Woolborn into the pits, Puschke into the race lead. Very interesting.
He wants to go for the intermediates and push them to the end, because he's still, good with the gap to Poland's.
Yeah. Question the chat. Murno is still on the Inters. He hasn't changed back.
A good stop.
Where's Poland's?
Yeah, he's in front. Wolfgang is in front.
Yeah, easily. He's easily in front.
Yeah. Yeah, that puts pressure on Puschke. I mean, I would stay out for the moment, to be honest, because if he pits, he loses out. For sure. He may catch Poland's again because the tires are older, but there's no chance to stay in front of Wolfgang. Oh, he's struggling. Maybe I jinxed him again. Maybe he will go for the intermediates. Yeah, it's just, like continuous rain, not probably much rain, but the track gets wetter and wetter.
By the way, I hope you don't hear it. It's raining very heavily at my home as well. So
no.
Okay, good.
That's I would like to hear more from the track. Puschke is going into the pits, and McAllister is the lone driver on slick tires on the mediums.
Yeah, he's driving 1:27.5 though.
Yeah, that's pretty slow.
Wait, are these medium? No, I don't think this.
I hope not. I hope not.
I think the game is playing tricks on us
we will
again.
wait for 1 or 2 sectors.
Yeah, in the live timing it says intermediate, so this is what I believe. It's gonna be very close with Woolborn. And
that surprises me, to be honest. Is Woolborn struggling on the intermediate? I think that the intermediates need a few laps to get up to temperature, it seems.
Yeah, let's see. This might be Puschke's advantage if they are better on these inters, because we've seen Holland Racing Team struggle in the wet.
He's on inters. Yeah, it's updated now. Maybe we can see the gaps again. I think that Benrieder and Villa are close to each other. Yeah, they were. It's again over a second. So it seems the closest fight is for the win at the moment.
Yeah, that's always exciting to see. Competition at the very top. We've missed that kind of in Bahrain. Today we're back with a very interesting fight for the race leads. Oh, and what is very interesting, on the live timing it says that the rain intensity has decreased once again.
Okay.
I don't know if I mean, will kind of take some time for this to have an impact.
Yeah, the track looks pretty wet,
Yeah.
must be said. But Pushke has the best tires, for the end. They need to go to the end, ideally.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, we've seen the pace difference. As soon as the track goes somewhat drier once again, how long they were able to keep good lap times with the mediums. Oh, there's some lap
And they've
traffic
got
in the way.
a lapped car, yeah.
I think it's an Infernal Void car, if I've seen that correctly. Might be wrong, though. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
Infernal Void.
Very well done. Yeah, and Poland's lost out through that pit stop sequence. And I think he will have problems to go to the end of this race.
Yeah, I think so too. But
Veller has catched up to Hess, and Benrieder is close, but
yeah,
he's struggling too. I think
It's
Hess
interesting.
is on the intermediates now too, I think.
Yeah, Hess is on the inters, but McAllister is still on the mediums, and he's still in safe, but not for long anymore. Because now he's really, really slow. 129.3 was his last lap.
I mean, the tires are dead. I mean, he's on them for 15 laps or something. I mean, he probably now can decide himself if he should go on inters or slick again. But just looking at it, it doesn't look like slick weather. But what do I know?
Yeah, I think this will be very interesting to ask the drivers at the end of this race about, because it looks really bad from our point of view with the track badness. But
Oh,
no!
Veller into the wall, but still everything on the car, and he spins it around. That was lucky for him.
May
Not
have
losing
some
a front wing there.
Yeah, but he may have some damage to the suspension.
Yeah,
Still,
could be.
we can't see that.
And René Veller is in the pits.
Yeah, this is now the battle between Benton, Reeder, and Hess now. Yeah, and they're reeling in McAllister.
Yeah, it's Hess, the first.
Yeah, but they're getting closer and closer to McAllister. He's just 1.6 seconds up the road. You were able to see him in the head.
And Reed Miller is also catching Meshe there.
Oh, that's
late.
a bit late. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
even think.
Again, with a lot of space for the rival car.
Yeah. But I think he avoided a collision like that. So now Benton Reeder gets the corner done. I don't even know. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sometimes it's better to let just go, and he makes a mistake in the end. So he doesn't take you out then yourself.
Yeah. It even looked like Benton Reeder didn't even wanted to go for that move. He changed his mind, but then he slid onto
they have
it.
some problems with rear locking, it seems.
Yeah.
And Pushke has caught up again to Volborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see the top speed advantage there. Just pulls away on the short straights.
Yeah. So might Need to put him under pressure and hope that Wilborn makes a mistake, because it will be hard for Pushki to make a move on track.
Rare mistakes from Yannis Volborn.
Yeah.
Car sliding in 4th and 5th gear.
Yeah, you can really watch it in the timing how Wilborn is gaining on the straights. Gained like a 10th there. Interestingly, McAllister's lap times, he's still the only one on the medium.
Yeah.
They have dropped now from high 129s down to 127.5s. So he has the same pace as the cars around him, which are Benton, Reed and Hess. He even pulled away from Hess once again a bit.
Yeah, and you need to remember he's got like really worn out tires at the moment. He didn't make a stop as far as I know.
No, he
now.
didn't.
So I think, you know, Hess going for the stop.
No, McAllister actually he had one in some time in the middle of the race.
Ah, okay.
So they're not that worn, but...
So I think I saw a part laying there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is the car from which that is probably from.
Okay, let's see what race control will do. He's
reversing.
off the track. Yeah.
I think Aleksandar has went to the pit lane to get soft tires.
Yeah, I think that everybody, you know, going now into the pit will get slick tires. Yeah, he has, yeah.
Let's watch what S is able to do with these. Now at the same time, René Weller, he was also still on slicks. He was on super softs. And he crashed.
Yeah,
so
he crashed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hess was 5th, you know, before the whole stop sequence started. So, I mean, he's fast enough. He should be a good benchmark.
Yeah, and I think he might have noticed what I just told you, that Cooper McAllister is getting faster and faster again now. He's at a 26.7. He's gained another second now. So McAllister is improving on the slicks.
But I've just got the message from the Scuderia Cesario team chief that they are looking for one driver for the rest of the season. So if anybody is interested, message us.
Yeah, Cesario, they had a good start to the season, but in Bahrain, both of their cars DNF'd as they were involved into accidents. Now today, unfortunately, they didn't compete at all. Nope, Turi was not here today.
And Seifert, who filled in the spot, seems to have no time to.
Yeah.
Seems that Pushka could attack. Maybe Wilborn is just conserving his tires. He had a little slide there on acceleration.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it's just, you know, he like gained 1/10 in his slipstream. That's just not enough. Completely different philosophies of design.
Yeah.
And Murno is in the pits, probably also going for slick tires.
The last lap time of Aleksandar has, by the way, now the first lap time is in from him is a 1:25.3.
Yeah, that's good enough, I would say.
Yeah, the top is so Woolborn and Philip Pushka are doing 1:23. Oh, this
Riedmüller
is
in the pits.
Riedmüller. Now they're all going back to the slicks. This is gonna be very interesting, and that might be the chance for Philip Pushka now. Now,
I would say that Riedmüller has a good chance now to make up some spots.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. Where was he ahead of the pit stops? Was he ahead of Meschede? No, he was behind, right?
He was behind, just behind him. But I think that maybe now even an undercut could work. I see a dry line, more or less.
Yeah,
no
Rain
spray
has
there, so
stopped it.
Curtis got a drive-through penalty for the pit exit. Probably crossed the line.
Yeah. Oh, Woolborn in
Woolborn
the pits.
pits.
Pushka stays out.
I think that Woolborn
Poland's
is...
in the pit.
Yeah, they have advantage, I think. I think that the slicks are faster, right?
They are, and the rain has stopped. No rain anymore right now.
Ooh.
That is not too good for Pascal Polands.
Yeah, I mean, it was maybe a second he lost, but yeah.
I think he had enough of a gap, and now he's on the faster tires.
Yeah, I mean, it seems, you know, when they go together, it seems to be the right decision.
Yannis Woolborn is on the Inters once again.
I think that's just the
Pascal Polands is on the mediums.
Yeah, let's wait for Woolborn. I think that they will change to the white ones.
Yeah, Yannis Woolborn now soft. There's the live timing. Interesting, they've split their strategies once again. Yannis Woolborn on the super soft, Pascal Polands on the medium.
I think that Polands needs to push more, so that's why.
Yeah. So you can still see the green wall there on the tires, but on the live timing it says he's on the softs, and I think that's more believable.
Yeah, Pushka is in the pits, but Woolborn has caught up to him. I think he's in front without any issues.
Yeah, let's see how this will play out in the end. Where's Pushka? There he is.
And he needs to be careful.
I think it's gonna be close between the two of them. And once again, pretty much the same distance they had between them as ahead of the pit stops, both times.
And both on the super soft.
Yeah. Do you think if Pushka would have come in one lap earlier, that he might have made it past Woolborn?
Yeah, I think so, because I think that he can run faster than Woolborn, as now, you know, he's got that advantage, of course, the car has. Yeah, but no, we'll see. I think that it's still possible. He's got DRS, I think, now again, maybe. And,
should have,
yeah. And I'm looking at Poland's. He doesn't seem to make an impression right now. Pushka just needs to wait for 1-2 laps to get the temperature in. Yeah, he's got DRS. Meschede is in the pits.
I think he's out. I think that's
he's out. Yeah. Yeah, but Riedmüller is in front, so he lost out to him.
Yeah, Meschede is out of the pits. It was just a graphics glitch there in the standings.
This will be a straight, but the problem is for Pushka, he needs to go the wet to overtake, and on braking, that's yeah, not so nice.
Yeah. I feel like he's now in the situation that Riedmüller has found himself in Bahrain. Just looking at that Team Holland rear wing and not being able to make any kind of move, as everywhere where you could overtake, they're just so much faster.
Yeah, that's the thing with track position. Volbon usually puts it on the first spot, and yeah, from there on he makes very little mistakes.
But for a couple of times now, when they were going towards the hairpin, I felt like he might be able to try something there, Pushkin.
Yeah, but he needs to be in front pretty much and have the DRS.
Oh, now he's very close. He's very close now.
Yeah, but he went to the outside, and not that easy to make that stick in these conditions. Oh, he's really bullying him right now. Maybe into the inside of the left-hander. He's got some gap now again.
Great battle for the lead, nevertheless. And we still have 10.5 laps to go, so this is gonna be very interesting.
And it seems that Poland has got the wrong tire. He's losing time to them.
Yeah. Riedmüller is catching up to him.
Yeah.
Oh, there is
touch.
contact at that hairpin.
I think that Pushka just feels more confident to get on the throttle early.
Yeah, and now he's getting.
Now
this might be the chance. He has the dry line now. Oh, and
yeah,
he gets
that was
pushed
to be
right.
expected.
Oh, they've both cut the corner.
Yeah, it will want to understeer into him. I mean, I'm not sure what race control will do about that.
Now, interestingly, is that Yannis Wolbon still has a reprimand from Kyalami, where he was warned for too aggressive driving. I don't think that will come into play here, but Pushka might feel like he has been pushed wide.
Yeah. I mean, Wolbon didn't came the corner as he wanted to. I think Pushka could have made it without any problems.
Yeah. There he goes again.
Meschede in the pits again.
Oh, he is really pushing him around the course, and now he's left him. I think he let him
through. I think, yeah. But he will overtake him on the straight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of that.
There was no call by race direction, in case you're wondering.
No.
So I think he might just go for the DRS here. But he does not have it.
Okay. I'm surprised by that.
So we have a new race leader here at the beginning of lap 61, Philip Pushkin. Let's see. Okay.
Last warning for Volvo, probably for that incident in the last chicane.
Yeah.
That
was too much.
I have a slight feeling that Pushka has got it under control. I don't think that Volvo has anything left up his sleeve to attack him.
Yeah, I think he just needs to get out of that DRS window now.
Yeah, and I think he can make it. He's just got more traction, more grip.
Yeah.
Poland's obviously caught up a little bit to them, seconds or something, but I still think he's too slow.
Yeah, and he's outside the DRS window now, Pushka. He's 1.1 seconds away from the car behind him at the detection point. So, let's watch that rear wing, but it should remain closed.
Went past Hess right now.
Yeah, he did. He was the first one to stop for, or one of the first one to stop for the dries. That has put him back into the points.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if McAllister really wants to go through with those tires. I mean, it will be a real big feat, you know. It's like, I think 30 laps, 40 laps or something. So already a 2-second gap to his.
Uh-huh.
Weller and Bentenrieder are once again close to each other. Even though Weller made that mistake.
Yeah. Riedmüller had to drop back from Poland once again, which is also very interesting. He was catching up very quickly just after the pit stops, but now the gap has increased ever since.
What I've noticed that Poland does seem to catch up a little bit Wellborn.
In the
gap
chat,
is down to 3 seconds.
in the chat, there is suspected that Poland might now get an advantage as the super softs may decrease a lot more in terms of lap times or their pace. Ooh.
Yeah, but they should be good for, almost 18 laps or something.
Yeah.
What we have been told. So, and at this speed that they're doing, they're a lot slower than usual.
Woolborn
but
has
also sliding more.
Yeah. The gap is now down to half a second once again, so this is not over yet, guys.
Whoa. Yeah, the guy in front going wide, Wellborn going sideways, so they are pushing hard, both of them.
Now, if Pushke or Woolborn win, this would be our first time repeat winner in the WMSC.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be said, Wellborn not give up. He will push him to the end.
Yeah. This is awesome. Another battle for the race lead that is going down into the last 5 laps of this race.
And they've got, I think, Hess in front.
Yeah, it's a red car. Seeing as there is no Cesario today, it has to be MSCMM. Ooh, has just completely cut across that chicane there. Poland keeps getting closer. The gap is now below 3 seconds. Hess lets them through, and this might be the chance. Is there intake by Yannis Woolborn? No, he bides his time. Of course, offline the track. Oh, he just made contact with the Wall of Champions there. Offline the track is still wet, you can see it. So, making a move is still kind of difficult. 5 laps remaining at this point now. And Woolborn has regained confidence and pace, as it seems. I was almost sure that Pushka might be able to pull away when he made it past Woolborn, but that seems not to be the case.
You can never count out Yannis Woolborn. He will push him to the last corner of the last lap.
Ooh. That was a little too deep into the hairpin there. I don't think he will be able to try anything this lap. But Pushka for sure is under immense pressure. And we've seen him go off a little here and there, especially when it was a bit wetter. Well, let's see how he can deal with that pressure. Five laps to go now. Still no proper attack once again by Yannis Woolborn. Will Holland Racing Team once again leave it very, very late, as they like to do in qualifying. Now once again, and it's the circuit's prime overtaking spot towards that final chicane. But the gap seems to be too big once again. Then here is another DRS zone coming up on the main straight towards turn 1. Here he's a lot closer, but that straight is of course a lot shorter as well. And Puschke survives another lap. This is also the only on-track battle we have right now, and how great that it is for the lead.
Well, one needs just to try to get close in the hairpin, and he should, but it's easier said than done.
And in the hairpin, it always seemed like, you've said that before, that Puschke seems to be more confident there and early on the throttle, out of the hairpin. Let's see if that is the case once again. No, this time he's closer than the laps before.
Should be at least possible for attack. Is his wing open?
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
It is. Not enough to...
Yeah, maybe now on the back. Yeah, he should.
He's very close. Can he attack? Yes, he's going for it late on the brakes, but this is... Yeah, he has...
Unbelievable that he made the corner still. I thought he was going straight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He's kept it between the white lines. Only just, but it was good enough to move past. And look at the background. Pascal Polens is there as well.
I'm not sure if Wilborn will play the team game now. I think he's still worried himself about Puschke.
This is a 3-car battle for the race win now. In the last 2 laps. Or 1.5 it is only. What a great fight between these guys. Can Puschke come back once again? Half a second on this straight was enough for Wilborn to make a move into turn 1. Puschke is gaining. No, that won't be possible. Too far back. Last lap has started now. Polens will just sit back and watch what happens.
And overtakes on Puschke will stay as it is. It was cleared by race control.
I mean, he didn't leave the track fully, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a late lunge, and
Puschke has hit the wall there.
Right. Yeah.
Has he lost time? No.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think he, his savior is Wilborn in this case because he's got the DRS from him.
Yeah. Now I think he has to rather watch his mirrors. I think Murno just made it past McAllister, if I've seen that correctly.
And Polens was very late on the brakes.
Towards the final corner we go. I don't think Polens will be able to attack Puschke once again. Neither do I think Puschke will be able to attack Wilborn. Here they go towards the final corner. Yannis Wilborn with an impressive overtake on Philip Puschke a couple of laps ago. Takes the race win here in Montreal. Back-to-back wins. He's the first time repeat winner of the WMSC. Congratulations to Yannis Wilborn. Philip Puschke finishes second. Pascal Polens, great finish for him as well. That he was so close to these two in the end. He finished 4th. Max Riedmüller 4th. Ruben Meschede, he has had a great race at the beginning or great qualifying session. tire wear was his issue. But at least, still, we have to point that out. It is a first points finish for Optimal Esports, and in P5 even it is. Good results for Meshide on his very first race here in the WMSC as well. Points on debut. Lucas Murno once again. Another solid and strong race finish, even after being taken out at lap 1. Or involved in that incident there. He regained confidence, pace, and he will come into the finish now in P6. McAllister, he's made it stick on these medium tires. He will finish 7th. And then Hess, I think he was lapped, so he's already in the finish. So we're just waiting for McAllister to confirm the official results.
Oh, and there is an Infernal World car in the wall, I think. Curtis.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What a heavy impact as well. So, that is it.
I just tried to get Yannis Vorborn for an interview. One moment.
Yeah. So here, once again, the full race results. Yannis Wilborn ahead of Philip Pushka and Pascal Polens. Very close finish between these three. Max Riedmüller then in 4th. Meshide 5th. Lucas Murno 6th. Cooper McAllister and Aleksandar Hess claim the final points for SCMM. Bit of a disappointing result for them. And yeah, and bad luck for Daniel Benton-Reader. He finished ahead of his teammate Danny Weller. Also pretty disappointing race for Beta Julia. Both of them, in case you missed it, have been tangled up in a first lap incident. Then we have Aaron Curtis in 11th. He was the last, or they were the last race finisher. And then René Weller, Jeffrey Fournier, Davide Zanini, Jack Reeve, Jörn von Wendt, and Philip Fekkeler. All of those not finished today's race. It was chaotic. It was still clean for the most parts. We've seen awesome battles and a great finish. Great battles for the lead. And I think, yeah.
So we got the race winner here now.
Yeah, Yannis, congratulations to your second race win here in a row. And an awesome battle you had there with Philip Pushka. Talk us through it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was actually one of the toughest races I've ever had, probably. Yeah, was on the edge.
So at one point you had to let Pushka through, and we thought that might have been it because he looked a bit faster towards that beginning of that final stint. Did you think that was it, or were you sure that you would be able to come back in the end?
To be honest, I tried to steal the DRS for the straight. I can try to defend my position that way. I tried, but yeah, it didn't work. Then I thought, yeah, it's a big problem because yeah, Philip was looked faster, but yeah, then I got everything together and closed up again.
Talk us through your tire strategy. Was it planned this way?
Usually it was planned the one stop with the medium, but yeah, at one point the mediums weren't drivable anymore. Then I had to take the intermediate. Then yeah, I tried the soft, but yeah, was okay.
Do you think that the decision from your team was better to go for the mediums in the last stint?
I don't know. I don't know if it was the time that Philip and me lost was due to the battle, or if Pascal was so fast.
It seemed to be from our perspective at least.
They don't take too much time each other.
Yeah, so one question, maybe you stayed out on the mediums very, very long. So I think pretty much the entire grid except you and Philip were on the inters at one point, but you managed to stay out on the mediums and actually put in some quick lap times. It looked very, very wet, the track, from our point of view. How was it for you? Was it still drivable, or were you really like on the edge?
Yeah, it was on the edge. Just a small error could have ended my race, but yeah, fortunately it went to my luck.
Okay, thank you. Alex, do you have any question left, or?
Yeah, I'm interested now, looking towards the next race. What your prospects are? What do you think you can achieve there?
I actually don't know the next track.
Watkins Glen.
It's Watkins Glen.
Yeah, should be track long straights. So yeah, hopefully our car comes to a strong point again.
So I guess congratulations once again to the race win, and I think that's it from our side.
Thank you.
And yeah, great battle you had there with Philip. So I think that is it for us now. Alex?
Very exciting until the last corner, it must be said. I mean, that move, or maybe move of the year, it must be said. You know, very late lunge, going all in into the first corner. But that's what is to be expected from Wallborn. He doesn't leave anything on the table.
Yeah, and the rain came just at the right point. I mean, towards the middle of the race, it was getting a bit slower and the action was getting less and less. But yeah, it got very, very interesting with the rain and the different strategies at play. So we can't wait. In 2 laps' time, we will return and we will stay in North America when we will be racing at Watkins Glen. So I think this is a very, very exciting track. It hasn't seen this type of racing in a lot of years. So it will be awesome to see it back.
And it's pretty interesting from the layout. The first sector is a Holland sector, I would say, and the rest, you know, you need a little bit more downforce. So it will be interesting to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, so thank you for joining me once again, Alex. I
Thank you
really
too.
enjoyed commentating this race with you once again. And yeah, I hope to see you all in 2 weeks' time when we'll be going racing at Watkins Glen again. Thank you for watching and goodbye.